So you have your wide, medium, and tight shots, good composition, use depth of field, good audio to go with your video, and you even used the access rule. Now it's time to bind everything together and tell a story. Hi, I'm Mark, and for this Tech Tip Tuesday, we're going to talk a little bit about editing. Now, editing is completely subjective. There's no right or wrong way to tell a story. Only by knowing what you want to tell your viewer determines how you edit. By now, you should know the basics of editing like importing, cutting, and exporting. And for the purposes of this video, I'm going to show you some of the processes I go through when I edit. So, let's start. Right now, I'm working on John and Joanne's highlights from their wedding. I've already imported all of my material as well as synced audio and video together from the ceremony and the speeches. I went ahead and started a new project on my editor, Adobe Premiere. You can see here all of the material has been cataloged into their appropriate bins according to each of the cameras. The card reading, ceremony, and reception are separated into different sequences. This way we can choose sound bites from each sequence in order to put together narration for our story. After a few hours, I put together a narrative we can build our story on top of. Here, I have multiple audio and video tracks. This keeps all of my elements in order visually. I can easily manipulate each element individually if I need to add pre or post roll. One thing that helps me build my stories is to assemble smaller stories. After I go through and log all of my sound bites, I like to go through my video and put together mini sequences. Take the question and answer approach. Here is a shot of John looking down. What is he doing? He's tying his shoe. On to the next group, a reflection of the bride answered by a wider shot of the bride's quarters. In this sequence, Joanne begins to read the diary John had given her as a wedding gift. In the first shot, Joanne picks up the book, followed by John tying his bow. The bow tie shot is paired up with a tight shot of his face concentrated on tying. Then, while he's in the bathroom, he makes a journal entry, and then back to Joanne reading an entry.
You can see why. Oh, it's a journal!
In this little sequence, we told a smaller story in just 5 shots.
And in love, I thought the other person would feel exactly
Once you
the
build
same.
all of your smaller stories
Together in
together,
marriage.
piece them on top of the narration.
Life would be
Don't
exactly
forget your
the
natural
same.
sound.
At some
That
point,
too
I
can
started
complement
thinking
your
maybe I was
story.
hoping for too much.
Music beds are
I started
good
thinking
and they
maybe I
definitely
was
add
overthinking
character,
things
but
actually.
music selection should come last as
This
it complements your
incredible life
story.
that I imagined
Doesn't tell
was
it.
maybe only in
People
my
tell
head.
it.
That's this.
And that I would just settle and have to try to act happy, and that would just be it. That would
Before
be
you
life
start your
at
edit,
its best,
think of 4 words that best describe the story you are about to tell and edit with those words in mind. This will give you a roadmap along the way. So take your time. It's in this process you shape your story. You determine what kind of emotion you want to invoke on your viewer.